Right now at 6 o'clock, state police police have arrested a state representative after a rollover crash in Hartford. We'll tell you what they are telling Fox 61 this morning about the crash.
As a small community, news around here gets by pretty fast, so it's all interesting.
A strip club in Tolland is under the microscope this morning federally. The allegations facing the establishment coming up next.
Also, several people forced out of their homes after an apartment complex fire in Manchester.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good Friday morning, everyone. So happy to have you here on the Fox 61 Morning News at 6 o'clock. I'm Lauren Zenzi in for Erica today.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
And to all of you out there. And it looks like we got a fairly good Friday here as we take a live look outside. A quiet start to the day. Waiting for that sun to come up. Seeing some light in the sky at Mohegan Sun.
A little bit.
It's purpley.
Yeah.
They couldn't tint that green for today?
Oh, that would have been cool.
Say, come on, planning people.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Matt. We're matching. We have that lighter green.
Back at you. Well, we'll show you this later. This is about as green as I can get because when I go to the green wall for the weather, I disappear.
During the 4 o'clock, Rachel went over to the green screen and goes, and then she was okay.
She was okay?
She had to double check.
Because let's be honest, if you want one person on the weather team to disappear, it's not Rachel, it's me, right? Of course. We have a mild end to the week. Clouds, maybe an isolated rain shower on the way tonight. Not much to worry about there. The weekend's got temperatures that are up and down. We'll talk about that coming up. Here's the radar picture. We got rain on our doorstep. It looks impressive. It's not. It's going to dry up a lot of that by the time it gets here. It's going to be a while. There you go. It certainly looks like an impressive band, and there are some strong showers down to the south. You see the snow that's staying north of the border, not looking for anything other than rain associated with this. Temperatures ranging from 28 in Willimantic up to 38 in Bridgeport. We've got 32 right at freezing in Hartford, 37 in New Haven. Again, up in the hills, watch for some refreezing, some slick spots after a little bit of a thaw. But thankfully, first time this week, winds are calm. It's been a windy week, and we started to have all that snow up in the hills a few days ago. Here's the way the bus stop forecast looks. Looking for a few clouds now. Increasing clouds throughout the day. 32 now. 56. Boy, we are going out on a mild note with winter. We'll tell you if that's going to last into the first days of spring coming up in a few minutes. All right, let's talk. Are we doing traffic now?
Yes, we
are, Lauren. I don't know. You're usually over there.
You'll be seeing a lot of me today.
Oh, well, thank goodness.
All right, I'll take it from here. Thanks so much, Matt. Here in the Fox 61 Traffic Center, we do have one incident that we are following. This has been since the early morning hours, so let's bring you right out to the maps over in Stratford. Route 15 southbound, it's the exit 53 off-ramp is closed at this time due to a motorcycle crash. We are waiting to hear more information from Connecticut State Police. We are hoping that that individual is okay. Of course, we'll keep you up to date every step of the way with more information here on air, online, also on our news app as well. In the Hartford area, 91, 84, Route 2, all looking great. Taking a live look out on I-84 east and westbound in Waterbury, construction has cleared on both sides of the highway. Traffic is moving freely. Down in New Haven, near one of my favorite places, IKEA on I-95. Things are looking good. And then as we move down into the Bridgeport area, we're starting to see those brake lights, starting to see things build on the southbound side of I-95. We'll check back in on the roads coming up at 6:30. Moving on now to a story that you saw first here on Fox 61. A state lawmaker handcuffed and hauled off to jail.
Yeah, State Representative Robin Comey has been accused of driving under the influence after she crashed her car last night. Brooke Griffin is live at the Hartford Police Station with video you will only see right here on Fox 61.
Well, that crash happened right in front of our Fox 61 building. Now, we watched as Hartford police conducted a field sobriety test on Representative Comey, and in that exclusive video, you can see that she failed to walk in a straight line, and then just a few moments later, Hartford police did put her in handcuffs. Comey is a Democratic representative for Branford and a member of the House leadership. Now, she does serve as the assistant majority whip. The crash took place on Capitol Avenue between Lawrence and Babcock Streets, just a little over 2 blocks from the Legislative Office building. Her car appeared to have hit at least one other parked car on the street, but no other people were involved. Police say the cause of the crash is still under investigation. Now, this is not the first time Comey has been involved in a public alcohol-related incident. Back in 2021, Comey was slurring her words while trying to speak on the House floor, later issuing an apology saying she was exhausted and had some wine with dinner. Around that same time, it came to light that many members had been drinking on Capitol grounds. House Speaker Matt Ritter had a message for everybody that was involved.
Hopefully people have gotten the message, and if they don't, then I can assure you, if anyone wants to push or assume that our patience is unlimited, they will sorely regret that decision.
And right now, there is no word on if any specific charges have been filed against Comey for this DUI incident. We are also still waiting and hoping to hear from the Democrats today here in Connecticut. Hopefully, they will be issuing some sort of statement or speaking on this later this afternoon. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Okay, Brooke, thank you. All right, moving on now at 6:06 to Tolland this morning, where Homeland Security officials and state police are investigating a strip club. There have been allegations of criminal activity, including prostitution at the Electric Blue Cafe on Merrill Road. Police were there yesterday escorting a contractor from a professional lock and safe company into the building, carrying with them several carts of evidence. On top of all that, officials from the IRS and the State Narcotics Task Force were there on the property.
During the course of the investigation, it has been revealed that for several years up to and including the present time, we have reason to believe that prostitution and sexual activity have occurred on the premises. And as a result, we exercised Code 51-8 of our town code and issued the suspension notice.
Well, as you heard, officials have since suspended the club's business license. Businesses nearby weren't impacted by the investigation, but as you can imagine, it drew quite a crowd of all the commotion there on Route 195, which led to plenty of buzz in town. In Milford, police said they arrested a man who they accused of running away from them. An officer said they recognized the car of 26-year-old Kayvon McCoy at the Connecticut Post Mall this week. He was wanted from a previous incident in which they said he led police on a chase. So when he was arrested on Tuesday, officers said they found pills that tested positive for ecstasy, as well as counterfeit money, a loaded revolver, and a gun shell casing inside the car. Police also said McCoy has a protective order against him and isn't allowed to have a gun, so he's now facing several charges.
To Manchester this morning, where several families were forced from their apartments after a really significant fire. This happened just before 1:30 yesterday afternoon at the Aspen Woods Apartments. We're told one firefighter was treated for minor injuries but is expected to be okay. One resident at the apartment complex says he rushed home from work after he found out about the fire.
I was at work. My girlfriend called me, said there was a big apartment fire. Got a little worried. I have 3 dogs in the apartment. Neither of us were here, so kind of rushed home.
Around 20 apartment units are considered as condemned, and at least 6 are said to be a total loss. We have an update this morning into a homeless encampment in New Haven called Tent City. Officials clearing out the area yesterday morning in its entirety. It comes after the city issued weeks of warnings, including an eviction notice. They did find several health and safety violations on the site. The city is offering storage space and directing people to a local homeless shelter. Suki Godek and her husband left Tent City near the eviction deadline on Wednesday. They've been homeless since July, trying to just get back on their feet.
The only thing I have is my husband. We just have each other, so we didn't want to go and be separated, so we chose to come here together and basically start from scratch.
We were told that there were still 3 people who were still living there but left willingly yesterday morning. One person on the site refused to clear out. They were arrested for trespassing.
Well, today, state lawmakers are shining a light on child care, and that includes the governor. He's expected to sign an executive order requiring the formation of a blue ribbon panel. That panel will be responsible for developing a strategic plan with recommendations on how our state can improve its child care system. That announcement is expected at 10:30 this morning in Ridgefield. At the Capitol on Thursday, Republican Senate lawmakers and advocates called for more transparency from state government. They introduced a series of legislative proposals that they say will not just increase transparency, but also accountability. That ranges from establishing a state accountability office to requiring quarterly reports from the executive branch to the legislature. Only one bill has actually been introduced so far this session regarding that.
We hear that word a lot. Transparency should not be on a need-to-know basis. It should be a full-out transparency and an accountability of where every taxpayer dollar is going.
One of the proposals, again, would establish that state accountability office led by 2 chief accountability officers, one from each party. Those officers would help to prevent and detect public spending waste. And policy reports to the Attorney General and Chief State's Attorney, and also to submit an annual summary report of their findings.